I'm Ed Hammond from 1470 and 100.3 WMBD, one of our Alpha Media stations in Peoria, Illinois, and with David Van Camp, who's co-host of the Markley and Van Camp show on WMBD. And it's a big trip lined up for you and to follow a big news story that's going on now.
Yeah, I mean, you have the island of Guam, which is that's become the focal point for this international crisis that's been brewing, I guess, between the United States and North Korea. North Korea has been threatening Guam specifically, and we thought it'd be a good idea. Hey, let's go for a week and do a show from Guam for a full week, and that's what we're going to be doing. Hopefully talking with local officials. We've got a few interviews lined up, and also really my goal is to talk with people on the ground, the everyday people who are going through this and trying to live their lives, and just I want to get their take on what is happening around them, because I don't think you hear their voices enough. You don't really hear their side of the story enough, and this is a great opportunity to actually do that in a pretty big moment in our nation's history.
We've seen the story a couple of days ago where Guam was handing out, or some people were handing out flyers what to do in case of a missile attack.
Yeah.
But then the governor has a phone call with Donald Trump and says, hey, we're okay.
Yeah, that was another point that Jamie and I talked about on the show last week, which was it's interesting to watch Fox News and CNN and MSNBC, ABC, NBC, all the big networks, and then read the New York Times and the Washington Post. And you get this feeling that there's all-out panic going on in Guam. And then you hear from the governor of Guam who says, yeah, we've kind of been through this before. The North Korea likes to pound its chest. They like to talk about bombing people all the time, and we don't really take it all that seriously. I mean, it's a serious news story, but we're not panicking right now. And that's the story that I really want to see if that's holding up with people who are going through their everyday lives and with the governor himself, just to really see what life is like right now in this moment.
You mentioned you got some interviews lined up already?
Yeah, we're going to be talking with the governor of Guam. We're going to be talking with some local officials and tourism officials, because you don't know, is this going to negatively, positively affect Guam? I mean, I don't think they've gotten this much press in a long time. So we'll see what their takes are on that, and then also local business owners to see how they're kind of dealing with it as well. Again, mostly though, I just really want to talk with people who are going through their just everyday lives, trying to work and play and have family and friends and all that, and see how they feel about this whole thing.
I want to see the look on people's faces when you go up to them and say, hey, I'm from Peoria, Illinois. How are things going?
Yeah, you go from the middle of the country to the middle of the firing line, I guess, kind of. So I don't know if that's too bright or somebody at Alpha Media doesn't like me that much. But no, I think it'll be a fun conversation. It'll be a really fun trip. I think we'll get a lot out of it. And I don't know if there's another radio group in America that's sending a show there right now. And so this is a testament to what we want to do at Alpha Media, what we want to do at the Markley and Van Camp show, which is we want to go there as much as possible. We want to actually see what's happening and cut through a lot of the noise.
That's David Van Camp, the co-host of the Markley and Van Camp show on one of our Peoria Alpha Media stations, 1470 and 100.3 WMBD.